Have you ever wondered why fasting is such a popular trend these days? It's a question that's been on the minds of many, especially in our health-conscious society. As we delve into the world of diets and fasting, we see a plethora of methods rising in popularity. From intermittent fasting to the 5-2 diet, from juice cleanses to water fasting, it seems like everyone is trying to find the magic formula to optimum health. But why is this? Why have diets and fasting methods become such a hot topic? Perhaps it's because we're more aware of the impact of our lifestyle choices on our health, or maybe it's because we're constantly seeking ways to feel better, look better, and live longer. Whatever the reasons, one thing is clear. Diets and fasting have taken center stage in our quest for a healthier life. So, let's dive deep into this intriguing subject to uncover some truths and dispel some myths. So what exactly is fasting? It's a term we hear often, but what does it truly mean? In the simplest terms, fasting is a deliberate abstention from food, drink, or both for a specific period of time. It's a practice that has deep roots in human history, appearing in various forms across cultures and religions worldwide. While the duration and strictness of fasting can vary, the core principle remains the same. It's about giving your body a break from constant digestion. Some popular forms include intermittent fasting, where you cycle between periods of eating and not eating, and water fasting, where only water is consumed. Fasting isn't just about food, though. It can also apply to abstaining from certain habits or indulgences. This form is often used for spiritual or self-improvement purposes, reinforcing the idea that fasting is as much a mental exercise as it is a physical one. Now that we know what fasting is, let's move on to understanding why people do it. Why do people fast? Is it just a trend, or is there more to it? Indeed, fasting is not a new concept. It's been practiced for thousands of years for various reasons, from spiritual and religious observances to health and wellness goals. In religious contexts, fasting is often used as a form of penance or spiritual cleansing. Many religions, including Christianity, Islam, Judaism, and Buddhism, have traditions that involve fasting. It's seen as a way to purify the mind and body, to humble oneself, and to develop empathy for those who are less fortunate. Beyond the spiritual and religious aspects, fasting is also being recognized for its potential health benefits. You've probably heard of intermittent fasting, which is a pattern of eating that alternates between periods of eating and fasting. This isn't about what you eat, but rather when you eat. Now, you might be wondering, what happens to your body when you fast? Well, when you deprive your body of food, it begins to use its stored sources of energy. Initially, your body will use its glycogen stores. Once those are depleted, it will switch to burning fat. This process is known as ketosis. Research suggests that fasting can have several health benefits. It can improve insulin sensitivity, which is beneficial for people with diabetes. It can also promote weight loss, reduce inflammation, and even slow down the aging process. But it's not just about physical health. Fasting can also have mental health benefits. Some people find that fasting helps them to focus better and improves their mood. In the world of sports and fitness, fasting is used as a tool to enhance performance and recovery. Athletes often fast to reduce body fat and increase lean muscle mass. It's also believed to help with the recovery process after intense workouts. As you can see, there are many reasons why people choose to fast. It's not just a passing trend. It's a practice that's deeply rooted in our history and our biology. The science of fasting is still a growing field, and there's much more to learn. While the reasons for fasting can vary, the potential benefits are intriguing. How does fasting tie into diets? Are they the same thing? Let's break this down. First, it's important to understand that dieting and fasting are indeed different, but they can work together harmoniously. Dieting in its most basic form is the practice of controlling what you eat, often with the goal of losing weight or improving health. It's about making conscious choices about the food you consume. On the other hand, fasting is about when you eat, or more specifically, when you don't. It's a practice that includes periods of eating and periods of abstaining from food altogether. Now, how do these two concepts connect? Well, you can think of fasting as a tool in your dieting toolbox. It's a method you can use to control calorie intake, and give your body a chance to rest and rejuvenate. But remember, fasting is not a diet in itself, it's a pattern of eating. A popular example of a diet that incorporates fasting is intermittent fasting. This diet involves cycling between periods of eating and fasting, typically within a 24-hour period. The most common types of intermittent fasting are the 16-8 method, where you fast for 16 hours and eat within an 8-hour window, and the 5-2 method, where you eat normally for 5 days and fast for 2. But like any tool, fasting should be used wisely. It's not about starving yourself or skipping meals randomly. It's about strategic periods of not eating to allow your body to use its stored energy. Combining diet and fasting can be an effective way to improve your health. When done correctly, it can help you lose weight, improve metabolic health, and even extend lifespan. However, it's not suitable for everyone and should be approached with care. Always consult with a healthcare professional before starting any new diet or fasting regime. So, while dieting and fasting are different, they can work hand in hand to promote healthier lifestyles. Remember, it's not just about what you eat or when you eat, but how you balance the two that can make all the difference. But is fasting suitable for everyone? What are the potential downsides? These are important questions to consider. Fasting, like any other health and wellness practice, has its share of pros and cons. Let's start with the benefits. Fasting can help reset your body's natural balance, giving your digestive system a well-deserved break. Over time, this can lead to improved metabolic health, aiding in weight loss, and enhancing overall wellness. Additionally, fasting has been linked to better heart health, lower blood pressure, and reduced inflammation. Some research even suggests it may boost brain health, enhancing memory and warding off cognitive decline. Now on to the cons. Fasting isn't for everyone. People with certain medical conditions such as diabetes or low blood pressure should avoid fasting due to the risk of hypoglycemia or low blood sugar. Pregnant women, breastfeeding mothers, and people with eating disorders should also steer clear of fasting. Even for those without these health conditions, fasting can have side effects. These may include headaches, dizziness, fatigue, and mood swings. It's also important to note that fasting isn't a magic bullet for weight loss. While it can help kickstart a healthier lifestyle, it should be paired with balanced nutrition and regular exercise for sustainable results. When done right, fasting can be a powerful tool for health and wellness, but it requires careful planning and should always be done under the guidance of a healthcare professional. So should you try fasting? Well, that depends on your personal health, your lifestyle, and your wellness goals. Remember, moderation is key. Extreme dieting practices, including prolonged fasting, can do more harm than good. In conclusion, the decision to fast should be made with a full understanding of the potential benefits, risks, and side effects. If you're considering fasting, consult with a healthcare professional to determine if it's the right choice for you. Like any health practice, fasting has its pros and cons, and it's not for everyone. Let's summarize what we've learned about diets and fasting. We've discovered that fasting is a deliberate abstention from food for a set period of time, often done for health or spiritual reasons. People fast for a myriad of reasons, from detoxification to weight loss, or even as a spiritual practice. We've also explored how diets and fasting intersect, with many popular diets incorporating elements of fasting, such as intermittent fasting or time-restricted eating. Additionally, we've weighed the pros and cons of fasting. While it can offer benefits like improved metabolic health and potential weight loss, it's important to remember that fasting isn't for everyone. It can be challenging and may have side effects, especially if not done correctly. Remember, always consult your healthcare provider before starting any new diet or fasting regimen. Health is a personal journey, and what works for one person may not work for another.